Hi, my name's Damian Tackett. I'm the founder of the Tackett Group, and I work entirely virtually, entirely on the telephone. I'd like to thank you for taking a minute to look at this video. What I hope to do is describe exactly what I do and the offer that I'm proposing to you now if you decide to come and work with me at the Tackett Group. First of all, I'm entirely over the phone, 100% virtual. My way is not the right way for everyone. And if you're writing effectively 20 to $30,000 a month doing what you're doing, you're fine. I'll buy you a cup of coffee. You don't need help from me. But if you're struggling to get your sales to the level that you want them to be, or if you're in an environment that doesn't appreciate you, then perhaps we need to talk. The way I handle things is a little bit different than most people. My approach might seem counterintuitive to you, but it does work. Number one, I don't do expensive leads. I've never done expensive leads, and I never want to be in the position where I've caused somebody as a new agent to be in trouble because they're in debt from expensive leads. So take that off the table. What I do for the new agent or the agent that's new to this is I provide you your leads. They're the same leads that I use. They're the same quality that I use. But at the end of the day, a lead is a name on a piece of paper. And like others have said who I respect, I don't care if you write a name on a styrofoam coffee cup. That lead is just as good as any other lead. It's a contact. It's a possible way to start a conversation. So I take the lead purchase off of your plate. The whole goal and reason is I don't want you to invest money while you're learning how to make a living. So it takes a little bit of the stress off your plate. Number two, what I do is I use a powerful phone system, not the phone burner that you hear talked about. I use a phone system that allows me to put myself in as front of as many people as I possibly can in as short of a period of time as I possibly can. I would say I'm condensing time, if you understand what I mean. So with this phone system, I can do in an hour what may take many people an entire day just because of the power of the automation. And everybody that I work with, I ask them to be on this phone system for a variety of reasons. One, it allows me to listen into your call so I can coach you during that call and help you improve. Two, if you get in trouble in that call, I'm on the line and I can either one, whisper in your ear where the client can't hear you and guide you in the right direction. Or two, you can hand off the call to me and I'll close your sale. Not saying I'll close them all, but I guarantee I'll close more than most. So that gives you another secret weapon in your pocket because frankly, if you're new to telesales, you haven't had enough no's accumulated to get good at this. That's where I come in. I help you get the experience. Number three, we work together. One of the most difficult things about working for yourself, especially if you're new to working for yourself, is the isolation. No one needs to live in isolation. So we avoid that by working together online in a virtual office where you can see me, I can see you, you can hear me when I win on a call. And even more importantly, you can hear me when I get my butt kicked on a call because you know what? That makes a new agent feel even more comfortable because they say, hey, if this guy can get his butt kicked, so can I. And that's the way that we all learn together. And I don't care if you've just been in business for one day, I promise there's something I can learn from you, and hopefully vice versa. Let's talk about the important stuff. Show me the money. A lot of times when you have this kind of intensive training, um, the compensation rate will be reduced. That's not the case. If you start with us, you're starting at 100% at least. And of course, that can go up depending on production and all of that. And the most important thing is there will be a clear path of how to get from here to there. So bottom line is you're not going to have big investments with leads. You're going to have the one-on-one training where heck, I'll even close your sale if I'm on that call. You're going to have a good compensation rate. And, too, let's face it, a good compensation rate means nothing if you sell nothing. 150% of zero is zero, right? And you're going to have a way to grow. Carriers, we have all of them, of course. We've selected the ones that work best for the telesales process, but also the ones that work best for the client because, guys, If you're not in this to protect your client, then I don't want you to be in this. I don't want you to consider joining the team because I don't want to work with you. Everything that we do has to put the client first. And I'm going to tell you something else. We're not always shooting for the fences. We're not always shooting for the biggest policy that we can get, although the big policies are fun, right? We're not always going for that biggest amount. We're going for the amount that the client can sustain, keep on the books for the long haul, and keep their family protected. So if what I've just said to you makes sense, oh, one more thing, very important. Of course, there's no contracts. Why would you have a contract with somebody? Of course, your book of business is your own. Of course, you're vested from day one. I didn't even think to say that because to me, that's a no-brainer. You're an independent broker. Like Pinocchio, man, there are no strings on me, nor should they be on you. So, of course, those things are there, right? So, the next step is this: I am not going to work with everyone. And the reason is I cannot work with everyone because time is our most precious asset that we have. And I cannot do you justice if I work with just everyone. Okay, this is a contact sport. We're going to spend time together. So this is what I ask in return. Number one, if you want to do this, be willing to do this. Whatever schedule you have to commit to that schedule. If you're not committing to the schedule, you're not hurting me, you're hurting yourself, right? Number two, be able to be trained and coached. You're not always going to agree with what I say. Of course not. And my approach is not always going to be yours. The scripts that I give you are just a frame that you can use until you create your own approach, your own words. That's what it is, because it's just a method to develop your conversation. Right, but there are some key things in the script, and I'll make another video and I'll put it below this so you can see what I'm saying. There are some key components, and if we never work together, keep this as free training. There are some key components to your script. There are turns in your script, and you need to follow them. You cannot come in hot and friendly because you've built rapport artificially. Your client will know that. If you become a friend too quickly, as opposed to the professional in the room, your client won't do business with you. You do not buy from your friend. Okay. So there are three turns: one, interest; two, a little rapport; three, close the sale. And I'll talk to you about that. I'll teach you on that. But remember, it's all the frame that you're building within the conversation. So the next step, if you can commit to those things, if you can commit to really giving this a true attempt, then the next step is fill out your information. Let's schedule a follow-up call. Let's triple check that this is mutually good for both of us. And then let's hope you win. Simple as that. If last week was disappointing and you went sideways or backwards, this could be the decision you make to make next week better. And that sounds corny, right? And one more thing, just one more thing, and this is whether we work together or not. This could be one of the most important things you hear today. You're not going for yes. That's not your goal. You're going for as many no's as you can possibly get throughout the course of a day. Because here's the fun thing: the more no's you get directly equates to the number of yeses that you get. So string together as many no's as you can, and you'll be surprised how many yeses you find at the end of the day. Again, whether we work together or not, I truly wish you all the best. And reach out for help anytime. I don't care what organization you're with. I don't care what team you're with. I truly don't care. If an agent asks for help, I'm going to give it to you. Again, thank you. I wish you nothing but success.